Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It gives me great pleasure to speak to you this morning and to officially welcome you to the second edition of Heroe Book Fair. And from the look of things, we are poised to have a great literary festival. And the theme for this edition of the Heroe Book Fair is emancipation, which simply can be defined as free from restraint. We need to ask ourselves, what are these things that are holding people of African descent back, and how can we break free? How can we take control, back control, and emancipate ourselves? It's in finding answers to these questions that we begin our reconstructive journey to our history, our culture, and our identity. Looking at the program for this festival over the next 3 days, I'm confident that this will mark an important step towards reflection and our collective emancipation. Thank you, and karibuni.
Good morning. It's morning in South Africa. My name is Xolisa Guzula, and I'm talking here. I'm speaking here on behalf of Puku Foundation. Puku Foundation is a reading promotion and book curation organization that aims to ensure that children have access to quality, culturally relevant literature in the languages the children understand. Puku's goal is to create systemic change in the reading and book development ecosystem through digital platforms that provide structured and organized system for selecting, reviewing, sharing, and curating data on children's books in all South African languages.
So the vision of Bright Lights Books was to give authors of African heritage a platform to share their work across the world. So we work with a number of authors based in Africa primarily. And so far we've published 4 books, and we've got another 4 books that are in the pipeline, hopefully to be published over the course of this year. So that's one thing we do. We also have an on-ground program in Nigeria whereby we work with several foundations to facilitate reading and literature and distribution of books at schools. So that's an ongoing program as well, which works hand in hand with our publishing work.
In South Africa, we are in a situation where people value their languages, but it has been, people value their languages, and that in grades 1, 2, and 3 of the early schooling, the children do learn in their home languages in school, but they also have to learn English as a first additional language from grade 1. So there isn't confusion there in that the children are learning 2 languages at the same time in school.
Our sort of curve is very linked to the introduction of Western education and the sort of post-independence era. In my case, when I was growing up, my parents made a point to speak English to us, right? Because in their view, just like you said, they felt like introducing Igbo would affect our ability to take up English language proficiently. And for them, the most important thing was being able to get the best English education possible, right? So I think that was the view of parents maybe one generation ago. Whereas in today's generation of parents and younger people, I think we're starting to understand that actually it's possible to speak 2, 3, or 4 languages and not having to sacrifice one or the other.
So I'm Elliot. I'm a comic book artist in Belgium. I'm currently working on my first books. And this is Julia.
So my name is Julia. Nice to meet you. So I won a prize 2 years ago, and so I've been working on my first comic book from 2 years, and it's going to be published in September.
we've prepared for you a blank sheet where you can just draw your own characters. And next to that, there is like a panel of an action scene where you can draw your own action scene with your own characters where he has to fight some villains. Is everything green? Oh wow! Oh wow!
Super cool.
It's amazing!
Cool, like Batman a bit.
Yeah,
Super
nice!
cool, yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much for having done the exercise. We are really proud of all of you guys. It was very amazing to see all of your drawings. We really hope that you liked what we prepared for you, and yeah, we are sorry that we couldn't be there because we would help you more if we were there with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hope that you had a great time, and we are really proud of you. So thank you very much for having participated with us.
Thank you.
So here's the book. For those who haven't seen it, here's a copy of my book, Rosina Sidlibani Mudiba, A Dream Denied. I don't know how much you know about this, but I've written, I've started to write a series of non-fiction biographies for young authors in South Africa. So basically, so I call it the unsung heroes. So what I'm doing is I am writing about Black and brown people in South Africa who did exceptionally well in their fields, in their chosen fields during the time of apartheid, and they were never acknowledged, or their deeds and their achievements were never acknowledged. And this is why I call it the unsung heroes. So this is my first book in the series of unsung heroes. And this book is about Rosina, who was a track and field athlete in the 1970s, at the height of apartheid in South Africa. She was the first black woman to run multiracial races in the country in the 1970s. Because what happened is that they were not allowed, black people were not allowed to run with white people during apartheid. And they could only run if they were invited by the government. And it depended on the times that they put they are running. So they had to be really high up there. And Rosina was the only one whose running time was up there, hence she was invited. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for everyone who attended this session. Thank you so much, and have a good day further, everyone.